Test, test. Testing, testing. Test, test. Family, you should be able to hear me now. Testing, testing. Yeah, I'm gonna use the webcam speaker for now. Press ones in the chat if you can hear me. Press ones in the chat if you can hear Coach. It's going to be webcam tonight or nothing. Let me get ones and nines in the chat. Ones and nines in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, family. I'm sorry about the wait. I was supposed to start at 9:25 p.m. on the dot, but we're starting at 9:33 Eastern Time. p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm not going to be long because we are starting late. But let's get right into it. So as soon as I posted something about Canelo Alvarez, there were people who were crying, getting bent out of shape. So let me say this, because none of them that I invited are here right now. Those who went under my short videos when I was promoting this, we're going to be having a boxing conversation on Canelo Alvarez, who is not beyond critique. Some of you have so much hate and wickedness in your hearts for other people. As soon as you see somebody say anything about your favorite fighter, you get in this, I don't know, man, it's like you get in this hateful trance. It ain't that serious, alright? We on a high vibration over here tonight. We're going to be talking about boxing. And if you actually love the sport of boxing, you're going to learn something tonight. But if you're coming over here with that BS because you're projecting what you wanted to do on me, that's not me. That's you. If you wanted to run around here and drag another man who makes his living by putting on gloves and stepping on in the ring, that's on you. But don't put that small time stuff on me. So we're going to get into it. Canelo's greatest weakness. I've been seeing it all over Facebook, all over YouTube. People arguing about, well, what is Canelo's issue? Does he need a black coach? Does he need to retire? All of these things, family. Salute. First of all, let me do a roll call real quick. Shout out to the family. I hear that some of my notifications actually went out tonight. I've been doing right, y'all. I haven't been getting any copyright. I haven't been shadow banned since my last one, so maybe my notifications will start going out more. But salute to, let me go back up to the top. Joseph Townsend in the house. Salute to you, brother. Jose Diaz in the house. Coach, hope you're having a great night. Salute to you, family. I am having an awesome night, and we are about to cook tonight. Give everybody something to think about. Patrice X30, my family and my brother that has been helping me from the beginning. Salute to you, brother. Macadacious Mac of the South. Pimping since been pimping. Family, salute. Who else we got in the house? Andrew 100, salute. A condo, same Hassan, LDBC coach. Salute to you, family. Salute. Not used to not being blue. So, here we go. Alright. Now, I'm going to expose what that weakness is and what Canelo Alvarez has to do for him to beat his next challenges, because the word on the street is, family, Turkey Al Sheik wants Canelo versus Beterbiev. Let me say it again. They want Canelo versus Beterbiev. The only way, and I think people are getting it confused. People are now jumping on the Crawford train. Then now all of these Bullet Crawford fans that are saying, oh, Canelo, he get washed up by Beterbiev. Listen, family, I believe that if the weakness of Canelo was actually worked on, that we're going to speak on tonight, he would have even put up a better fight against Bud. I think he still can fix the issue, but they're going to have to start right now. What is this issue? What is the issue you speak of, Coach? Well, let me let you all hear something real quick and see if you all remember this.
By way of MGM Resorts, welcome.
But that wasn't supposed to start over. But family, the first clip I wanted you all to hear was Eddie Reynoso giving Canelo instruction during the Danny Jacobs fight. Now, some might be thinking, now, Coach, what does that have to do with Canelo's weakness? I believe in my heart that Canelo, one of his best performances was against Danny Jacobs. Not only that, the webcam mic coming through extra distorted as if the gain input level is extra loud, distorting and clipping your voice. Hold on, family. Let me fix that real quick. Let me go back in and fix that real quick, because I know how to fix that part. Okay. Go to even this thing out. Bada bing, bada boom. Audio. Okay. Audio. What about now, family? Do I sound better now? Hold on, I can play this back in my thing. Testing. Testing. What about now, family? Do I sound better now? Hold on, I can play this back in my yes. Much better. Testing. All right, family. That should be better. Thank you, Patrice X. Yeah, you see, I told y'all, my brother Patrice X is getting me right. See, I'm getting quick with the OBS studio now. But what I wanted to point out to you all, family, was during one of the best performances against a slick fighter. I don't care what anybody tries to say. We know that Danny Jacobs was no longer in his prime, but he still was a slick fighter. What you all need to pay attention to in that fight is Eddie Reynoso gives Canelo great instructions on what he needs to do round by round. So what Canelo's weakness is that I want to point out to the family, it's not a solo issue. It's a team issue. What do I mean? Over the years, we have realized something. Anyone that has paid attention. When Canelo gets in trouble, listen to me, family, Eddie Reynoso freaks out. And once Eddie Reynoso freaks out, it's over with. If you all go back and watch the Canelo Alvarez versus Bivol fight, when Canelo gets in deep trouble, Canelo goes back to the corner. He's looking frustrated, and he's looking to get answers from his trainer. Eddie Reynoso tells Canelo, use your experience. This is what his trainer tells him when he needs to hear something else. That's what he's been doing the last 7 rounds, is trying to use his experience, trying to use his power, trying to use his boxing IQ. Now, some might say, well, Coach, that's not really a single weakness. That is exactly what it is. A lot of people miss the fact why Terrence Crawford and Andre Ward were so successful in being able to go out and finish a man when he needs to be finished. Let's go back into school. Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford, they have been molded and shaped by their trainers from young men. A fighter and a trainer has to work hand in hand the same way a man who shoots a slingshot. Okay? You see, that trainer can propel you to hit your target if you work on the things you need to work on. When a trainer knows you well enough, a coach knows that my fighter's hurt and nobody else knows it. That coach knows what you can do right now and what you can't do. See, and that is his weakness. We talk about a lot of times fighters who no longer want to train the way they should because they lose their hunger. They no longer feel that they have to work as hard as they used to because they're now waking up in silk pajamas or silk sheets. How many of you have heard that saying before? Well, what if, family, the trainer and the coach is now waking up in silk pajamas, in silk sheets? Let's go back to a situation. Eddie Reynoso, his name has been brought up since so many allegations, not even allegations, so many fighters who have either fought under him or were currently training with him have come up popping hot. Now, think about that for a second, family. When Eddie comes forward, he says, hey, I'm just a trainer. I'm just a trainer. No. No other trainer that I know, and none of the big trainers that you all know, are going to have that type of stuff going on around them, and heads don't roll. You all have to understand, if that happens to a Derrick James, if that happens to a Virgil Hunter, if that happens to a Bomac, if that happens to a Calvin Ford, he will be held responsible. You all know that without the shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. But when we look at these things, when we look at Canelo versus Floyd, when we look at Canelo versus Bivol, Canelo versus Crawford, in all of those fights, minus Floyd, because Eddie wasn't, I don't believe he was the first corner man. But when you look at Bivol and Crawford, around the same time, Canelo gets frustrated. And he needs a world-class instruction in that time because he is in world-class trouble. You need world-class instruction for world-class trouble, if that makes sense. Now let's talk about world-class. World-class. Let's give it an example. Let's see what we got in the archives. Nope. Here we go. Who remembers this?
Can you be strong for 15 minutes? Can you? Yeah. Listen, your concentration is weaving a little bit. Pick it up. Okay. Pick it up. Okay. Don't pull it straight out. Bend your knees and be strong on the inside and go around us. Let's control the outside. Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire? We're firemen. Okay. We are firemen. Got it, Coach. The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat. Yeah, let's go. It tells us that we're ready. We're at home. We're where we're supposed to be. Flames don't intimidate us. What do? We control the flame. We control it.
Listen, family. Y'all can say what you want to say. That moment in the sport of boxing when Teddy Atlas fires up Tim Bradley like that, he comes to the corner and says, listen, you got 15 minutes. You're losing your concentration. This is what I need you to do. And now I need you to prepare to go through the fire. And he hypes him up, motivates him after giving him clear instruction. That is listed as one of the most motivational speeches. One of the most motivational speeches in the sport of boxing. Teddy tells his fighter, listen, you only have 15 minutes. And during that next 15 minutes, I need you to fight like your life depends on it. Eddie Reynoso, I'm sorry, but if he has lost his warrior spirit in guiding his soldier through the storm, he doesn't need to be fired, but Canelo needs to get somebody in there that is going to be that man for him. That's going to be that Teddy Atlas in that moment. He's feeling like Bradley. Patrice X said Virgil Hunter used to give excellent instruction to war. Man, listen. Let's see what we got. Patrice X and I be on the same page. See. Who remembers this?
Look at me!
Look at me.
You hesitating, okay?
You hesitating.
I'm walking to you. You know what we're here for.
You know what we're here for.
You know what we're here for. You great.
You great.
Don't worry about a knockdown. Don't even entertain it.
Don't entertain it. Don't leave nothing to chance.
You understand? When this is clicking and that's hitting, you got it. That power jab when he comes to you, step in.
That power jab when he comes to you, step in and look at that target. Bang!
Bring both feet with you, okay?
Both feet.
Down low where you can launch through your legs, okay? Right when you step in, keep everything tight and crack. Now, I believe you close the gap. We got to win every single round.
Now listen, the instruction that Virgil Hunter is giving Andre Ward in that moment, he actually uses that later in the fight and almost drops Kovalev with that same shot that Virgil Hunter is telling him to use.
You starting to put it together. You're great, man. This is what greatness is. Robinson then got up.
Robinson got up. Liv got up. Ali got up. You got up. Do it. Family. That is the type of instruction you need when you are in trouble. Do you all hear what I'm saying? Do you understand the difference? Salute Mana Mansa Musa is in the house, my comrade. Family, listen to what I'm saying. Canelo will never be the version of what you all used to see until him and his team gets that show over there together. People are arguing and debating, well, he needs to retire. He needs a black coach. A black coach is not going to fix anything if they are not on the same page. A black coach don't mean nothing just because he's black. Because there's plenty of black coaches that aren't on one accord with their corner. When you all saw Tank arguing with his corner against Lamont Roach, that is one of the worst things you want to see. Because that means there is something being presented right now in the ring that we did not prepare for. So when Canelo goes to the corner and says, I can't catch him, and Eddie Reynoso doesn't give him clear instruction how to cut the ring off. I'm sorry, y'all. Canelo's not the only one that got beat. Eddie Reynoso got beat the same night. Family, this ain't rocket science. Think about it, family. If I'm training Canelo, I'm his coach, what shot was he giving Crawford issues with? Those who really paid attention to the fight. What shot was Canelo giving Crawford issues with that he went away from? Patrice X said, loved how Roger handled the corner after round 2 of Floyd versus Mosley. Oh, man, you talking. Listen, family, I'll tell you, because nobody said it yet. Canelo was landing the right hand, and Crawford was having issues countering it. See, family, you have to start watching these fights from a view where you can see, all right, the fighter I want to win is winning. But then after the fight, go back and look and see, man, what could have happened that could have made it go another way or made it closer. So when Canelo went back to that corner, Eddie should have said, all right, we need to build off of that. We need to build off the fact that I believe Crawford cannot counter you as fast because this weight is on him. And you're catching him with the right. Family, after that round, Canelo never went back to it. And you know why? Because in that moment, he's not getting any instruction on doing it. So he goes back to doing what the only thing they have planned for, the only thing they worked on in camp. So Eddie gets frustrated in the corner with Canelo and says, man, we worked on this. See, this is something that you can learn. So those trolls who came onto my page all upset because you want to act like Canelo is above critique. Man, this is boxing. So when I was critiquing Devin versus Ryan, when I was critiquing Tank versus Lamont, you all had nothing to say. Now you got an issue? Man, go to hell. Because this is boxing. If you don't want to talk about the sweet science, how sweet it is, then this isn't the channel for you. This is the microcosm of the art of life in the sport of boxing. In life, when you have a bunch of yes men around you, they can lead you to destruction. When you have a bunch of people around you that will never tell you no, they can lead you to destruction. When no one is around you to tell you, hey man, we need to have an A, B, C, D, E plan. What happens to you in life? That happens in that squared circle the same way. Mark my words, if they don't fix it, if they don't tighten it up. Patrice X said, I loved how Roger handled the corner after round 2 of Floyd versus Mosley. Not just that, who remembers when Floyd fought Manny? What did Senior tell him? Senior got in the ring and told Floyd, man, you are down and you fighting like you scared. Do what I know you know how to do. That's what you need in that corner. You need somebody to tell you, man, what are you doing? This is what I need you to do. Old school jab. Put your right hand in front of your chin. Circle to his lead. The only thing you got to look out for is the hook. When he tries to throw the hook, go down to the body. That is clear instruction. That's boxing, baby. And if you don't know about it, you better learn. That's why so many people don't know what they're looking at. See, as soon as you see the trainer is frustrated and in trouble, the fight is over with. Patrice X said, some of the worst instruction I ever saw was in Adrian Broner's corner, especially in the Madonna fight. Facts. I don't know what kind of instruction that was. But see, sometimes, family, you have a fighter that won't listen. Canelo's not like that. He'll listen to you if you give him clear instruction, but he ain't getting clear instruction. I believe that when he fought not Munguia, when he fought, what's the other guy's name? Not Munguia. What's the Puerto Rican guy name, y'all, from New York? Having a brain fart. But he shouldn't have took some of those shots. He should have finished him much earlier. But what happens is, family, when you sometimes have a crew and you all have made millions, the crew just let you do your thing. They're like, hey man, you see Canelo about to stop him. So what? He takes a few shots. Those are a few more shots than he needed to take in the first place. What you see when you see Teddy Atlas telling Tim Bradley, we are firemen. We embrace the fire. I need you to do what I'm telling you to do. Oh, man. And then for the elites in the sport of boxing to have that man sitting in the back and have Max Kellerman sitting in the main table is disgusting. Thank you, brother. Edgar Berlanga. Canelo should have been finished him. Munguia should have been finished. This is the weakness. And if Canelo does not tighten it up, if Eddie doesn't tighten it up, which I don't think, honestly, Eddie give a damn. I don't think Eddie really give a damn. They rich. And you can see it when Eddie gets frustrated. It's almost like he just gives up. And it starts to weigh on Canelo. Go look at that 11th round versus Bud. When he looks over to the crowd and is just like, man, I'm frustrated. I don't know what to do. In that moment, when he went back to that corner, do you all know that if Canelo would have came out banging that last round, they might have gave it a draw. But he went to the corner and Eddie didn't have no real instruction for him. And you can see the frustration on Canelo's face, family. This is why in life you got to make sure that you got some good corner men. Your corner man might not be an actual man. Your corner man might be that lady that you have in your life that don't mean you no damn good. Fire her ass. Your corner man might be your homies you got around you giving you bad advice. Fire them. Get a new team. But what you don't do is, this is why you don't go through a bunch of different coaches coming up. Even if you have to bring new people in, there's a way that person knows you that came up with you better than anybody else. When you all see Devin Haney get older, I'm sure at some point he's going to bring new people in. He already has done that. But you know who he never gets rid of? His father. And he always takes his advice. Excuse me, family. Hold on. He has not deviated from his father's instruction. Please like, subscribe, and share, family. Because it's something about the person that came up with you that knows you well. Patrice X agrees. That would have been a majority draw if Nello won the 12th. They would have gave it to him, family. And for those of you that think I'm lying, you don't know what a swing round means. You don't know what a swing round 10-9 means. All Canelo had to do, go back and look at the fight. All Canelo had to do, when he came back to that corner at the end of the 11th round, Eddie Reynoso should have gotten Canelo's face and said, champ, you about to lose this. You about to lose this for our people. When that bell rings, you stand up, you go out there. You push him to the ropes. I don't care what you got to do. Muscle him to the ropes. I don't care. And you go out there and you bang with him. Even if they both were bloody and Crawford landed some fights, listen, y'all, the judges would have made it a draw. But when you go to your corner and your trainer's just like, hey man, do what we worked on. Do it. In the championship rounds, that's not the time for you to be telling your fighter, do what we worked on. No, he needs to hear clear, concise instruction. So you need that Teddy Atlas. You need that Virgil Hunter. You need somebody to tell you, man, look, you need that Rockman in your corner, giving you clear instruction. Calvin Ford, hey look, baby, you messing up. You messing up. You taking too many shots. You give it up too much. And if he's not careful, because Canelo almost got knocked out. I don't know if you all realize that, family. but he almost got knocked out by Bud Crawford. Now you go in there playing with Beterbiev like that. Like Jose Diaz said, trust means a lot. Trust means a whole lot. Those last 10 seconds, he almost went. That's a fact. All right, making sure my sound's good. But family, that's why those who were talking trash, all upset because I was pointing out something about Canelo, man, this wasn't even about dragging him. This was teaching a boxing lesson. Because some fighters are coming up and they need guidance on what they're supposed to hear from their corner and understand if somebody's playing them or not. Understand that they're getting their money's worth. Jose Diaz says you got to put a step on it. And that is a fact. That is the irrefutable truth. So I know some of y'all thought I was going to get on here dragging Canelo. And man, this was a boxing conversation. And I'm going to keep having boxing conversations. Because that's what I love to talk about. Boxing and using the principles of it in life to get you a little bit further. It mirrors life. In boxing, you get knocked down, you get up. In life, you get knocked down, you get up. In boxing, you don't put the work in, you ain't going to get nothing out of it. In life, you don't put the work in, you're not going to get anything out of it. In boxing, you have a bunch of yes men and no clear instruction. It's going to show. In life, the same thing. That's what this is about. Patrice X said, who else besides Eddie should Canelo look to have in the corner? Canelo, if I was Canelo needs to get an old Mexican legend on his team. Whether it be Marquez, whether it be, because Marquez can give clear instruction, but they don't, they got their own tribal stuff going on. But I think he needs a former fighter who's been through the war. Oscar would have been great if he wasn't such a hating ass dude. So, ain't nobody going to mix with him. But I think he needs an old school fighter to partner with Eddie. Eddie still has his reasons to be there. He's gotten him, they've gotten here together this far. But he needs to add a straight killer to the team that can tell Canelo, look, you need to do exactly this. You're in trouble. Somebody that Canelo will trust. Yeah, he still trains, but not him. He still trains, but not him. Because he does the same thing in camp. He teaches a fighter a plan, and we're going to drill this A plan. That's what I was thinking, Jose Diaz. Marquez or Julio Cesar Chavez. Mind Masamusa said, Bud finna be 4-time undisputed real soon, and Benavidez should have gave Bud his credit and said it would be a great fight if he gives me the opportunity, but you show your true colors, buddy, big dummy. What did Benavidez say about Crawford? I know Benavidez said he had Canelo beating Bud. I didn't hear anything else after, though. He said something crazy, brother. But yeah, I'm thinking Marquez. And then hey man, F Abel. I just remember some effed up stuff he used to say. F Abel. I don't give a damn about Abel. Abel was rooting against Bud. F him. F him. I think Marquez would be a great add-on to the team, but I believe Canelo might have a little a little smoke with him because y'all know Marquez was one of the legends who called him out for not fighting the best at that time. When he was, doing all the franchise belt stuff, Marquez came forward and said, hey, man, we put in the work back in the day. He BSing, So, and shout out. It's only one Bud Crawford. Shout out to Bud, This is nasty work that we're seeing with Tank and Jake Paul, but hey, y'all, the great thing about right now is we see what the real thing is, and we can compare it to the fake. About 2 years ago, it was real bad because we was getting these exhibitions, and the casual fans had nothing to gauge it to. But family, it don't matter what they do, ain't nothing gonna compare. Ain't nothing gonna compare to what Bud just did. Manny Musa said Canelo was basically old, and he gets no credit for that. Canelo, but he always chasing that same Canelo. Bud just beat. Yeah. Some of these guys, I tell you, they need PR people. Patrice X30 said, guess Chavez Sr. his best option. There's some issues with that as well. Some stuff I'm not going to mention, but y'all go back and look at some of the stuff his son got into, and y'all put them dots together. So that's probably not going to happen. But let me see something real quick, because I don't want to say this and the brother's not alive anymore. Hold on, let me see. Let's see. Is he still alive? No, he died. Oh, no, he died a while ago. Never mind. Damn, I knew that. Let's see. Who could Canelo bring to his corner to help him? Exactly. Patrice X. Yeah, that's the thing. See, that's a good point. Manny Musa said none of the great Mexican fighters really like Cinnamon. See, they burned their bridges with a lot of people along this road of I can do what I want. My shit don't stink. They've pissed off a lot of the legends that would have come forward to help him, and then when he did that all-time great stuff, and he mentioned that one Mexican, yep. He needs somebody that can come and tweak the things. See, when you have a fighter with weapons like Canelo, you don't come in and try to teach him to fight other than himself. What you do, though, is you perfect what he already has. Perfect example. We all knew that Madonna, his team and his coach, great game plan. They knew that Madonna cannot outbox Floyd in the middle of the ring. So that first fight, Madonna, a lot of people don't like to admit this, but Madonna had almost beat Floyd. Now, Floyd did have some personal things going on. He wasn't the most focused Floyd, but we're not going to take that away that Madonna was putting a damn whooping on Floyd against them ropes. And usually, was it Kenny Bayless, I think it was Kenny Bayless. Usually, he does a better job of stopping all them hits to the back of the head and stuff, but, unorthodox punches coming from different directions. That is a plan. That is actually more of the plan Canelo probably should have used on Bud. But what did I tell y'all before the fight? They really think they're going to sit there and outbox and land something on Bud, and it's not going to happen. But that is a great question. Who should Canelo bring to his team? I'm going to be thinking about that one for a few days. It's going to make me go do some research. Patrice X said he almost knocked Floyd out in the second fight at the end of one round. Yep. Well, I say he did definitely almost stun Floyd. He definitely did stun him. Floyd has a harder chin than a lot of people give him credit to. Because Madonna, that shot he hit Floyd with would have knocked anybody else in the division probably out at that time. But family, I appreciate everybody that came in cooking with me. I just wanted to, talk this little boxing talk about the importance of having a coach that can give you clear instruction, that's on the same time as you, that's trying to chase greatness no matter what, or no matter how comfortable they get. Life is the same way. I want to give a shout out to everybody that came through. Let's see. Hey, mine of Mansa Musa said, tell him call Mark Breland or Sugar Hill. Now, I will tell you this. Sugar Hill is not a bad idea. And Sugar Hill has I ain't even going to say that. Yeah, Sugar Hill would definitely be down to help Canelo fight whoever. And he has the skill to give him a game plan that will work around his own set of skills. See, that's the type of coach you need to come in and say, all right, you got to mean this, you got to mean that, you're good at this, you're weak at that. All right, this is the recipe we're going to put together for you. Patrice X said, first time I ever saw someone catch Floyd when he tries his pull counter. That is a fact. I cannot think of another fighter that caught Floyd when trying to do the pull counter like that. And you know what? I also think that that's the fight Floyd said, all right, it's about that time. It's about that time to hang it up because I'm slowing down a little bit. I'm getting caught, doing my pull counter. Which, those of you who are casual fans to the sport of boxing, the pull counter is actually one of the most embarrassing moves you can pull off in pro boxing, because most fighters should be able to catch you doing that. Floyd was so fast. His IQ was so high from the beginning of his career. He could pull that pull counter off. But I think when Madonna caught him, he realized, yeah, brothers, I'm slowing down. It might be time for me to head on out. But family, I really do appreciate every single one of you coming to rock with me. It looks like my notifications are starting to go out again. I've gotten more views on this one than my last few, which is great. But yeah, y'all, just a good little talk about, little boxing talk about what can make the man better, and what all fighters need to be looking at. If you're getting your ass whooped over and over again, you need to add somebody to your team. Patrice X said you could tell Floyd was going to do it when he would left his back right heel off the ground. Facts. Mana Mansa Musa said first fighter to beat Floyd up was the great drunken master, Emmanuel Augustus. After that fight, Floyd said, I never want to fight that man again. Family, that man was a problem. The drunken master, he was a problem. You hear me? Emmanuel. He was an issue. I'm going to tell y'all who does that in sparring and be whooping people's ass. Elijah Pierce. Elijah Pierce, the brother that was on Drew Titan's channel, the pro fighter. I think he's 130. He was on Drew Titan's channel a few months ago. In sparring, he be whooping the hell out of people doing that. He does that, and he does the Brazilian fighting style. What's it called? Capoeira? I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And be whooping people's asses, man. He actually beat up Tank. He gave Tank some work back in the day in the gym. And I think he was only maybe 17 then. Elijah Pierce. Check it out. Elijah Pierce versus Tank. It might be on YouTube still. Yeah, but if Floyd is like, Floyd is like a damn, it's like he's collecting infinity stones. He fights you, he learns you, and he gets better and better and better. But yeah, most definitely, rest in peace to that brother. But family, I'm going to head on out. I promise y'all I won't gonna have y'all up all night. Man, shout out to everybody rocking with me. Salute to the family. Peace to my comrades. And it's always smoke to the COINTELPRO boxing fan. Peace.